sore. It just was, it's hard to see. So that's why my eyes are all glazed over. I'm squinting all the time. So from here on out, I'm just going to have to go by the way of the Big Lebowski. Shadow. All right, first thing we got is metallic gold. I'm gonna give it a good shake. Dun, 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 dun. And pour some in our. And I'm going to pour the colors as we need them because it does dry fast. And this way you can pour it, then use it immediately before it gets tacky. All right. And I also got this other camera as a microphone, so let's see if that helps. I'm going to pick up some of this gold. In fact, let me show you. Yeah. A little bit of this gold right here. And let's put this as a middle tone. Just paint all this in. Nice and solid. Right here. In fact, with me looking away from the camera, now my shades can come off. Right? In fact, we might be using two middle tones. Or two coats, for to say. This paint is pretty translucent, which means the white of the canvas will show through. Just follow the lines. You can use a smaller brush if you like. This is my 3/4 inch flat brush. Gives me good coverage. I can still see some of that pencil in the middle there, but that's okay. Smooth it out as you go. Remove any brush marks when you get to that area. All right. Okay. Looking good. Royal metallic gold. All right. And I'm going to come this way. Might need a smaller brush here, but we'll see. Maybe not. No. Yeah. Pick up a little bit more paint. See, I might have put too much on the palette. You don't need a whole lot. You know? I think I used too much on this particular color. When I get down to here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe my brush, drop it in the water. I'm going to let it sit there for a few. I'm going to get a smaller. This is the 1/2 inch brush, a little smaller. Alright, I'm going to pick up that same color, right? And I can get in there a little bit easier, these nicks and crannies. Just stuff. There you go. And you turn the brush so it's long ways, so you get that thin line down here. Right? Leave that center section open. Something like that. Just follow that bone structure down here in the bottom. Just keep adding the paint. This is all going to be black right in here anyways. Alright. And notice I went outside of that line in a lot of places, right? Well, that's okay. Because we're going to come back with the background and close that off. Right? That's alright. But here I got a pretty good coat. I think we can go with one coat. Because we're going to be adding a dark coat over that to create some shadow areas, and a white coat after that. Or not white, but highlight coat, should I say. Get it def and form, or paint light, I guess you could say. Alright, that looks good. Alright. And now, clean these brushes real quick. Alright, I'm going to stick with that 1/2 inch brush, the smaller one. I'm going into some burnt umber. Alright. Oh, better yet. No. Yeah. This is yellow ochre or golden harvest. But it's like, if you have yellow ochre, that'll work. Yeah, it's kind of an odd yellow. Pale yellow, I guess. So I'm going to pick that color up. It's a different kind of yellow, so it has a middle tone. So we're going to add that. Separate it from the skull. It's a different kind of yellow. Don't require a whole lot. Right, there you go. Same thing on this side. There we go. Make sure it's all covered. Just coloring it in. It says the middle tone. It's just a flat tone. There's no shading yet. No, we're just filling in form is all we're doing. Just putting paint on there. Oops. Okay, that might change. Probably needs to be lighter, of course. And then I'm going to go into our. Actually, this needs to go across this other bone here too. Remember, it is a middle tone. It'll probably get a lot lighter. Going around like so. And a lot of times your brush strokes should be the same. Should be in the same direction as your form. If your form's round, your brush stroke should be round as well. Alright. Got all that in there, it's good. Let's see. Same thing here. Let's get all this covered in. Alright. And then, so I'm going to wipe my brush off. Actually, let me let that dry first. Alright, let's do this. Now we're going to do that dark sienna. Alright. See if I have enough. That's the end of my dark sienna. I got a little bit. Let me see. You'll see the difference with this particular dark sienna, which is a brown. It's a warm brown compared to like the umbers and ochres. So this is going to be like a middle tone. All right. Middle tone. this line right here. You got this little round design right there. I go around the side. This 1/2 inch does a pretty good job. You got that. Hold it this flat horizontally. Then you can just kind of go around. All right. Same thing here. See, you got that. So you could do like the straight lines with it. Right? Pick up some more paint. Oh yeah, plenty of paint for this. You didn't need a whole lot. Sometimes I tend to pour too much in my palette and have some left over. I go through a lot of paint that way. But I hate running out of paint. Then I have to go dig it up somewhere and squirt it back on my plate. Alright, this is the middle tone, the base coat. We're going to do the same thing over here. Now you can like use your other hand to stay this hand, or use your elbow on the table, which is good. So let's see. So that comes around like so. Right. Let's see, pick up some more of this paint. And you got these little, I don't know what these are, is triangles. If you want to use a small round brush to get around these shapes, be my guest. Yeah, this flat brush seems to be working okay for me. Sometimes I just like, depending on what it is, I might go down to a smaller brush or a bigger brush. Or there's a general rule in the art world is use the largest brush for the particular job at hand. So, yeah, so why do a stroke? A bunch of tiny strokes for one expressive. I'd rather do one expressive stroke with a larger brush than a bunch of tiny little strokes. You know what I mean? This will be cleaned up anyways right here. Yeah, we got this right here. And coming around like so. If you notice, this goes this direction, right? And this goes that direction. That way this back part looks like it'll be like a concurve. And the horn comes back, then forward again. Okay, that's kind of the effect I'm trying to achieve. So we'll see what happens. Let me see. Actually, that's good for now. Fix this up here. Here. We'll fix that up. All right. Something like it. That's fixable. All right, we're doing good. All right, so we got the gold there, we got the brown. Wash this brush, and I'm going to go into, this is my small flat brush, which is a 1/4 inch. All right, I'm going to go into that same brown, that burnt sienna, that warm stuff. Pick it up, and don't wet. Make sure when you're picking up this paint that brushes are dry. You don't want your brushes wet when you're picking it up. I mean, it's thin enough as it is. The only reason why you want to wet down your paint right now is if you want to thin it so you could give it some transparency or something like that. But we're not doing that yet. We got this little, looks like leather odds and ends sticking out right here. Let's see. This smaller brush helps us kind of get in there a little easier. Same thing on this side. You got these little things sticking out here. Look like little tassels or something. You could clean up these edges with a smaller brush if you wanted to. Right? Okay. Wash that brush. Alright, we're going to get a little bit of this red. Right? We're going to have red eyes, and these are red, I believe, right here. So I'm going to stick a little bit of red. Not a whole lot, just a little itty bitty teeny bitty little itty bitty teeny red. See, actually, I'm going to go with a number 5 round brush. I'm wetting it down just to soften it. Get my other brush cleaned up. Okay, but I'm getting all the water off. I pull it on a towel and I spin the brush because you want to keep the tip sharp. All right, so I'm going to pick up some of this red to show you how I'm loading it. I'm just pulling it, and I'm turning the brush to load it up with a good amount of paint. This red's pretty transparent too. All right. So basically, we're going to go here, up and then down. Yeah. Here's an eye. Ooh. Here's one right here. Alright. Here we go. Yeah. Nice. Ooh, yeah, that's good. Alright. And these are red. Load up the brush, spin it so I get that tip nice and sharp. I'm going to go ahead and paint these red. See, that burnt sand is probably dry by now. It dries fast. Tried to do a painting outdoors, a demonstration once over at Your Pie Pizza. This a couple weeks ago. I was outside in the patio painting, right? There's a couple people there. You know, I was having fun. But tell you what, man, painting with acrylic outdoors is not easy. I mean, the paint dries so fast. But I guess it depends on the painting you're doing, because sometimes you really want the painting to dry fast. Especially if you're doing multiple layers. Because when you do a second layer, you want it to be dry so that the second coat of paint don't pick up the paint underneath, you know? And we're going to be doing that here in a little bit, but the whole painting has to be dry. But we're just putting on this first. Let's see. So that's red. Oh, I know. How about like a green? Put a green in there. Oh wait, I just noticed something. There is some brown missing right here. Definitely easy to do it with that brush than the other. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay. Let's see. That's good. Okay. I was going to do green, right? Just stick in a little bit of green. Or see what colors I got right here real quick. Arbor green. It's kind of a green. See if it makes a good middle tone. Don't need a whole lot because these, I mean, these are like a little dot like that. Back to our number 4 or 5 round brush. Make sure your brush is dry. You know, pull up the paint in that green. Alright. Let's see. We'll start with this one here. Let's say this here is green. This is just the medium coat. Alright. We'll do things with this. I'm going to put that there. Something like that. Do the same with this one. Paint that in. Oop. Alright. A little bit of detail stuff. It's not like happy trees or something. Those are fun to do too. Something like that. Alright, we're going to clean up this edge with that background. Alright. And you wash your brush. And I'm going to pick up some straight yellow. That's what this is. Don't need too much. Just a little bit of yellow. Okay. Let me pull up this yellow here. And I want this color here to be yellow. Okay. It'll pick up some of that green, so it's okay. There too, right in the center. Alright. And I want a kind of like what am I looking for? Like a blue. Like a tropical blue. I don't want to use the ultramarine. So brand new tropical blue. Shake it up real good. Brand new paint, probably been sitting for years. Make that like a cool blue. Cool blue. See if it works. Ooh. Tropical blues, very tropical-y looking. Alright. Get the brush, make sure it's clean and dry. Dry it on a paper towel. Got a nice pointy end to it. Okay, pick it up. Alright. And I'm going to paint these little things here. That's going to be blue. Alright, this little brush, you just get it. You can rest your finger, see right here, on the canvas. There's no paint there. And if there was paint there, it probably would have been dry by now, probably. But if there is, make sure it is dry before you put your finger there, right? We're just going to go around here like so. Yeah? Create a little blue thing right there. Same thing here. Alright. Gotta hurry up, get this middle tone done before the camera. Alright. Just cover all the canvas. You don't want no white showing. Alright, that looks pretty good, right? Okay. Clean your brush. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to pick up some black. Alright. Black. We'll be using a lot of black. Just going to do the background first, straight black, but we're going to leave some white areas that are kind of just streaky looking, okay? We'll be using lots of black. Alright, and using the 3/4 inch brush, just load it up real good. Alright, nice and solid. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and start in this corner here. I'm actually going around the edge. Alright. know, let me do this. Clean my brush. Let it sit. I'm gonna use a smaller brush, the 1/2 inch. Because before we do all that, we're gonna go ahead and get around this edge like so. Once again, you can use any brush you want. Get that nice clean edge right here. Come around the corner. Okay, I'll save that because we can actually turn. Alright, bring it out. Alright. Now I can still see that pencil right there. Just follow that pencil. You can use a smaller brush, but this one, I'm just thinking about that edge. Right? Coming down. Alright. Nice edge. And we can soften that edge later, but right now it's just getting some coverage. That's all. Right. You can see a faint image. This was a pagoda underneath this white right here. It was a penciling for a paint night, and we had an extra canvas with a pencil on it, so went over it with some white gesso, and you can still see that pencil underneath that. I would think that white gesso would have covered it pretty good, but that's got some transparency too. I think put a couple coats on it. Okay, I'm following that pencil outline, right? You can be careful you don't cut into it too much, right? Try to stay along the edge. Don't use the whole glob. Don't use globs of paint. Just use what's just enough on the brush to mark that edge, like so. Right, something like that. Alright, well, looks like my first camera went out. We'll see. I can still keep going with that other camera. Alright. I might have clipped this off just a little bit too much, but that's okay. Sometimes you just roll with it. Dun, 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 dun. See, I'm not a real big talker. Some people can paint and talk at the same time. I have a hard time doing that. Because usually I just listen to music and paint. You know, I'm not playing any music now because I'm recording off this camera and see if it'll pick up my voice pretty good. Depending on the audio, I might just dub over it like a third-person point of view type thing. We'll see how it comes out. You know, like maybe down here, I'll start leaving some areas poking through here too. I will have paint on my thumb after this. I like getting the edges painted. It's so that when you hang it up, you don't need a frame, you know, because it's not Alright. You know what we're going to do? I'm going to wash that flat brush, which was a 3/4 inch. I'm going to grab that round brush again, the number 5, because we need to paint black into these nostrils right here. And I'm like running out of black. But that's okay. One of the problems people have is not putting enough paint on the brush. So I put a little bit more paint. Alright, and I'm going to paint this here solid black. Got these little things happening, something like that. Some little wigglies. Right. I can clean up this edge right here. Clean that one. Let's see. This kind of goes down like so. This is black. Oh. Black area right here. Actually, it's down here. Something like so. Actually, this is all black. Alright. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Clean that brush. There you go. That's a good start. I want to let this dry. Alright, this is our first coats. That first coat on there, need the first one on, cover the canvas. Left this here uncoated because the ultramarine blue is good sticky. Add some light back there anyways. So we gotta let this dry. I'll be right back. Time, got a beer, drink it. Got some root beer, drink it. You got them? Burn it. I'll be back. Bye.